Okay, hello. Um, let's just give this a moment. I think Brian is about to join. Let's see. Who do we have here? I'm having such a boomer moment right now. Okay, hold on for one moment. Okay. All right. Hold on. Okay. All right. Okay, Brian's gonna be with us in a few minutes. He needs to wrap up some parental things that I don't need to deal with because I'm not a parent. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you go take care of your parental things. I don't want any of that clinging on to me. Um, but yeah, so he'll be here in a few, and then we'll start to chat a bit. If anyone's watching, drop your username, or just say hi in the comments. Oh fuck! Wait, hold on. Okay, no. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, it looks like 0 people are watching right now. So yeah, you would think as much as big data could mess with numbers, they could maybe make you feel better and just give you at least one instead of having 0 viewers. All right, yeah, like let's just give them the benefit of the doubt. Hello. Okay. We're giving this another go around here. Okay. So I'm live. If anyone is watching, just say hi in the chat. So that way I know that there's some one-to-one communication going on. Okay. All right. So I guess nobody's watching. Brian is going to be on in a few, and we're going to go over some merch, stickers, zines. All right, so just hang tight.
Greetings.
What's going on?
Greetings. Testing mic.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
We're already live.
Yeah. So I think Logan might jump in later, but yeah. So how's it going?
Sounds good. Good. Just all right. Wrapped up the evening and ready to start drinking.
Yeah. Good deal. How was parental duties?
Yeah. Pretty. It's the same shit every night.
Yeah.
Just a fight to brush the teeth and a fight to get in the bed and then fix the covers and then you leave the room and they immediately get out of bed to come like get one last, I don't know, drink of water or use the bathroom or whatever else. And it's back and forth and it's back and forth. Luckily it's Saturday night, so not too much of a big deal. But that's the way it goes. We took them ice skating tonight, so the hope was they'd be tired out,
Right.
and wouldn't put up too much of a fight. But like it's 9 o'clock and my daughter's like sitting on the table like eating an ice cream cone. And she's the slowest eater ever.
Huh.
Like, hurry up. But
Yeah.
there it goes. Did you catch that the heavy metallurgy Metal Maniac stream?
Yeah, I did. And first of all, that was a totally awesome topic.
Yeah, I'm so glad they did that.
Oh yeah, totally.
I think
You know what though? I'm guilty of. I never really read Metal Maniacs that much when I was younger,
Really?
but I just think that maybe that was kind of, because I kind of got more into like mail order catalogs were zines really.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, early, like really early Relapse in like the Resound catalog,
Yeah.
that that was a zine. And at that time, Relapse was a seriously underground label at that and distro where it wasn't just Relapse titles that you could mail order. Like they had a mail order for a lot of other shit.
Yeah. And they had such a diverse lineup where it was like you'd have,
Okay. Hey, okay. Sorry. Can you hold on for 1 second? My
yeah.
cat is getting into a lot of trouble right now. I'm sorry. Hey, get off of there.
Is she on the stereo? Hmm.
He's just being very naughty. So he's a bad boy. I'm sorry. So, Brian, what were you saying?
What was I saying? Oh, the Relapse. Just that they had such a diverse lineup. They had death metal and grind and industrial and noise and weird shit like Today Is the Day. That album, In the Eyes of God, I think was one. And yeah, I remember getting a copy of Resound, and I think maybe Jeff Wagner mentioned that that's kind of where he got his start, was writing for that magazine or that. So yeah, it was like it was a catalog, but they also had like interviews and stuff in it, right?
Oh, yeah.
And like in the middle, it was like a really nicely done catalog where they would give descriptions of each title.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember getting one of those. I think I only had one or two.
Yeah. Yeah. That was, because I wasn't really prepared for, this topic tonight. Because a lot of my, unfortunately, a lot of my merch, I have just different storage bins and things that are packed away wherever. But this reminds me that I need to go through and really kind of like catalog all of my merch. Because I have some of those early Resound catalogs, and
So you
um,
kept a lot of that stuff, huh?
oh yeah, there was one time in my young adult life when I purged a lot of shit and I regret it every fucking day. But other than that, I've held on to a lot of stuff.
Well, that's good. That's good because not all of us did. I was telling you about going. I was like cleaning out my basement. I had this big box full of my old Metal Maniacs and a couple other magazines that I bought like back in the day. And I was like, am I ever going to read these again? And I pitched them.
Oh,
And like when I started getting into metal, the YouTube thing, I kind of immediately
right.
regretted that.
Yeah.
And so every now and then I'll look on eBay and see if there's some, and they were always pretty expensive, like $10 an issue, or
Yeah.
buy three for 50 or some outrageous. But I just found a lot of used one, and they look used. Like they're gonna be rips, but I think I got a decent deal on 35 old issues from like 2001 to 2003 or something like that.
That's
At
awesome.
about $2.10 an issue when you take, when you average it out. So,
Yeah.
and a lot of those were ones that I had. So
Right.
that's a nice big chunk I can get back and revisit.
Yeah.
So that was a cool find. And it all definitely stemmed from that Thursday night stream that they did.
Yeah. That was
Cool.
such an awesome topic. Um, and then like another thing too about like zines, there was a zine and then there was a catalog. Like I have some, like one really underground label that I always loved was Sound Pollution, with just fucking noise core power violence, out of Kentucky. And Hell Nation is one of my favorite bands. Like one of the dudes from Hell Nation ran Sound Pollution.
All right.
And but I have a CD of like an early Hell Nation CD where the catalog was just, you could tell it was printed on like just a regular desktop copier. But and then it just folded it in panels and stuck it inside of the CD.
DIY, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking cool. So
that's funny. I don't know that. I didn't know that one.
Oh man.
Sound Pollution.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see here.
Yeah, I think I remember the first when I started like getting into heavy music and then kind of noticing the magazines. The ones like in the grocery store was like Metal Edge, Hit Parader, and there's one called, then there's one called RIP, R-I-P.
Yeah.
And I would buy Hit Parader a little bit because they had some of the glammy stuff, but they also had some grunge, some Guns N' Roses, Iron Maiden, Priest, that kind of stuff. And Rip did too. But then I think it was at a Barnes and Noble I ran into a Metal Maniacs, and so started buying those because those just had the heavier stuff, the stuff that I was getting into.
Yeah. Hit Parader. I really remember that one because we're from the same time. So when we were kids, like elementary school, high school, is when Hit Parader was like a big thing. Those sort of flashy ones still at that time. There was a lot of like Motley Crue and early Metallica and stuff on the cover of those. Yeah. I had a bunch of those when I was younger.
Yeah, you can find those pretty much everywhere. Walgreens, Walmart, the grocery store. Where the heavier, like the Metal Maniacs, I would either find in Barnes and Noble or sometimes in Walden Books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Walden Books.
That had a decent selection typically.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I started, and then there's another one. I don't know. Did you know Pit?
Yeah, Pit. I remember.
Pit. This is another one that I found about the same time as Metal Maniacs, and this stood out because it had a real heavy cardstock, like glossy paper they used.
Right.
The writing wasn't that great, but the magazine was really well done. It looked really nice. But they would have stuff like this is a good example of the kind of weird shit that they would cover. All right, so you got Cathedral. They got a write up on Cathedral, right? One page. The page before, Insane Clown Posse. So,
right, yeah,
it's all over the spectrum. Slipknot, they got Slipknot in here, and then Chrisian and Abigor on the page before. So just and then they, stoner rock, that it got that Sabotage in here, Nebula, Saliva, if you remember Saliva, that new metal band.
Yeah, yes, I do.
So you get a little bit of everything. It's just funny to look at that now. It just did not go together.
Yeah.
In hindsight. But I think Metal Maniacs did that too. I think they alluded to that a little bit where they would have Marilyn. I remember I think the cover, they had Marilyn Manson on the cover, or Korn.
Mm-hmm.
So they did that too, where they would have those types of kind of new metal / goth rock, shock rock stuff on there.
There came a time when, when all suddenly, maybe it was an age thing, but I feel like that's also when technology kind of, when they tried to move print production over to the web.
Okay.
So it seems like there came a point, maybe in the early 2000s, when suddenly all of those magazines just died off. And, things were just becoming blogs all of a sudden, you know?
Right. Yeah, totally. I remember, I mean, in college, I remember all of the message boards that I would start to frequent as opposed to reading magazines. I would still get Metal Maniacs if it was available. I don't remember exactly what year that they closed or stopped production, but I remember I had gotten a subscription that year, and I think I had like 4 or 5 issues left when they, ceased to exist. And then I just went to, I think Brave Words, Bloody Knuckles had a message board, and I was on there a lot. And then another one that was just kind of a random metal blog / message boards based out of Buffalo, New York. I don't remember what it was called, but it was just like groups of people who would, discuss. I mean, pretty much what we discuss here on YouTube now. Different rankings or different topics or different bands and reviews and shit like that. So it was happening right after the web basically kind of became more available to everyone and high speed internet,
Yeah, because I remember, like, going back, back in the day, like, AOL Instant Messenger, when it was a separate app, that was a big thing, because that's when you could start file sharing.
Yep.
ICQ was like a big peer-to-peer chat file sharing thing.
Yeah. Even AOL had those chat rooms. You remember the chat rooms?
Yeah.
And I mean, they had chat rooms for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from music to comic books to pro wrestling to weirdo shit.
Yeah, like
you just bounce around from one to another, and people will just be having conversations.
Chat rooms, like you remember? Did you ever get the random the random IM that was age, sex, location?
Oh, yes.
capital A / capital S
Yeah.
capital / location question mark.
At the time, I think, I mean, if that happened now, I mean, I'd be pretty freaked out. But back then, it was normal. Like random people on AOL Instant Messenger hitting you up for a chat. Yeah, Logan. Look, what year were you born?
93.
93.
Okay, so
Yeah,
he missed the early internet.
Yeah, but you still know what's going on.
Just barely. I still have like memories of the before time, Probably like a couple years, maybe.
Let me think. So
like, he doesn't have experience with Nigerian Prince emails.
Oh, I do have experience with that.
Because it's still prevalent.
God, dude, that was like 2008. That shit was happening.
Oh, it was way before that. I have a story.
But I mean, when you were, 8, 9, 10 years old, that's when, like, the file sharing, I think, was kind of at its peak.
Yeah. So I missed the peak. I missed the peak, truthfully.
Probably.
Like, I got in with it was LimeWire or FrostWire, one of those.
LimeWire
or
Kazaa.
Yeah.
Kazaa once Napster got shut down, Kazaa I went to, and then the one I've used since is SoulSeek. SoulSeek has always been around, and you could just find anything on it for the most part. Not that I don't download much anymore, but that's always been a.
God forbid.
I mean, everything's on YouTube, so.
Well, and everything is on. All you need to do is pay $10 a month for an Apple Music subscription, and like 95% of everything you want is right there.
I still prefer YouTube because they have some of these obscure demos. Crypt is a huge example of that.
Oh, like, he's got so much stuff. Legend.
The most obscure of the obscure, and it's there, and it's free, and it's You know, the entire thing's there, and with artwork, and it's pretty cool. So I don't even bother with like Apple Music or Spotify. I use Bandcamp. I do use Bandcamp, but I don't mess around with Spotify at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spotify's worth it. I got access to a student subscription. So it was like $5 a month. But yeah, there's definitely stuff that is just not on there. Like the first Yob album, for example, Elaborations of Carbon.
Okay.
Not on there. So I've had to use YouTube, and
yep.
There's definite, and people can just pull it, you know, pull all their stuff off Spotify at a heart, you know, for whatever reason they want to.
Like artists or
like Argus. Argus isn't on Spotify.
Artists can just do that, or record labels can just do that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like I remember the exact. Was it Neil Young who got butthurt about something and pulled all of his shit off of Spotify?
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was like he was anti-COVID or something, but
yeah, who knows?
I don't know.
Or I don't know. Did Taylor Swift do that, or did she sell it to Spotify?
Taylor Swift had some weird contract.
Yeah, it was with her label, I believe.
With her label, where it was like she wasn't getting royalties from any of her albums, so she re-recorded the albums so she could get royalties. It was something weird.
So she just released all the same albums, just her versions of it, which what the fuck does that mean? I don't even I probably don't want to know, but yeah. So now she's making all the money.
Yeah, I remember now. I think because Spotify they were still streaming Joe Rogan his podcast. I think Neil Young took exception to that.
That was it. Neil Young didn't like Joe Rogan coming on.
Right.
So yeah, if you support Spotify, you support Joe Rogan, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, here I'm breaking out my pickle beer. We got the
Haw River.
Hey Benny, Haw River. Yep, farmhouse ales. They specialize in like sours and like natural fermented beers and shit like that.
Is that that's a 16 ounce?
Yep, tall boy.
16 ounce pickle.
16 ounces of pickle juice.
Oh man,
right in my veins. Let's go.
So I got this 2 of Tarts Ghosts. It is a ale with passion fruit and mango.
See that?
4.5, Bloomington, Indiana.
Sounds like you're at Bahama Breeze.
By Upland Brewing Company. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Nope.
I found it at one of those build your own 6-pack. So give it a shot. I like it. It's pretty good. It's definitely got a little fruity to it. It's not as salty as most
of the goes.
Yeah. Cheers.
So shout out to No Baloney, one of my favorite viewers. He's in the chat.
Cheers, Phil.
Yeah, Phil's here.
Nah.
Phil, you're always no baloney to me. So
there's no baloney guys there.
No, okay, so check this out. Oh my god. I was going through my records and I was pulling out ones for
the pickle beer.
The pickle.
That's a sweet wind hand long sleeve, by the way.
Dude, it's my favorite.
Nice.
We're talking about merch a little bit tonight, right? I might have to go back in and pull some of my favorite shirts.
Ooh, that's right. So can I show off some vinyl first, and then we'll go into like zines and merch and stuff.
Your stream, man, go for it.
Okay.
What you got?
Is this new pickups or just some stuff you've had?
No, I've gotten some like new pickups, but this is all of my Barbara Streisand.
Oh,
holy shit!
I guess I have so much Barbara. I need to hold all of it.
I guess that stream's no longer on record, so I've never seen this before.
That's right.
This is all my Barbara.
Look at that.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record the video tomorrow about like my Barbara Streisand deep dive that I'm going to do.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right, you don't need to spoil it with your favorite, but what's like your third favorite Barbra Streisand album?
Oof.
Oh man.
Yeah, like
Oh,
of all of the
check
classics
this
that
out.
she has, what's your third
He
favorite?
celebrates her entire
Don't-
catalog.
Equally, they're all equally classic.
Don't make me choose between my Barbara.
Not for Barbara. Oh,
look at this one right here.
Wow.
The Way We Were. I have two hype
The Way-
stickers. Two hype stickers on this one. How fucking awesome is that?
dude, I bet your whole deep dive in ranking is just you talking about if she looks hot or not and how many hype stickers there are on the.
Oh,
I bet you don't even talk about the music at all.
And it has the OG price sticker on it too.
5.
Nice.
From National
What about-
Record Mart for $5.89.
So it's new, right?
It's like from 19. This is like from 1973.
Have you ever looked up like where National Record Mart was located?
You know, there's a lot of stuff over the years of bulk buying. A lot of stuff comes from like the East Coast. And I think it's probably just from like New York, Jersey, Boston, like a lot of that. Just like bulk buying random stuff. But fucking, yeah, dude. Fucking 2 hype stickers, man.
Wow. What do they even say?
Includes The Way We Were.
Oh, good.
Mhm.
So powerful. Academy Award winner, The Way We Were.
Best song. What movie was that in?
The Way We Were.
Way we were.
The movie?
I think it was called The Way We Were, right? Wasn't it? With what was his name? Was it Redford? Was it
Robert Redford?
Robert Redford? Was he in that film?
That one.
I don't know. I can't remember. No, are you thinking of Yentl?
Sure.
Could be.
I have no idea.
Dude, check this out. Check this out. Streisand Live, 1963.
Oh shit! Now that's the thing.
Wow.
Hell yeah, dude.
How old was she in '63? 20s?
Yeah. Around that time.
Man, she's old.
Oh my god.
Because she's still around. She's still.
This is a classic. Barbara and Chris Christopherson.
Yeah.
How scandalous is that cover?
That is
I mean, that you might as well be doing OnlyFans or something like with a cover like that, you know?
Too much of both,
That's a lot of eroticism right there.
Ugh. Star is Born.
Star is Born.
Oh my god. Oh, here we are. My name is Barbara. How fabulous does she look right there?
She's got kind of a
Fabulous.
Alice in Wonderland thing going on.
Yeah.
She has kind of a fabulous thing going on. Yes.
See, this is gonna be your whole deep dive tomorrow. You're like, she looks fabulous.
No, I'm not.
And the next one, she looks fabulous.
What I'm gonna do is have like a thing where it's like, okay, I'm gonna do. Well, first of all, I'm gonna argue why is it the audiophile vinyl community has never talked about Barbara. As much as they praise about female vocals for like, you know, fidelity, never any mention of Barbara. And then I'm just like, so yeah, okay, so here's my Barbara. I have quite the collection. And I'm sure I'm in the very top 1% of straight males my age who own Barbara the vinyl collections.
Yes.
You got to be up there for sure.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm doing a challenge where we're ranking the top 15, and we're gonna listen to all of them because I'm
Have fun.
I'm ready, dude. I'm ready.
That's a good Sunday, lazy Sunday listening session there.
It's a
12 hours of Barbara.
So it's more like a simply Saturday.
I don't mind her with the short hair.
I was gonna say the same.
I like the short hair. Short hair Barbara's cool.
Not bad. Maybe
You know
riding a
what?
horse on the beach.
She's cute.
You know how like you always have your type, like the type of woman that you're into? Like you know, it's just something you like. You always have. For me, it's always been the Long Island Jewish woman. Like I really am. I'm really attracted to a Jewish woman from Long Island. it's that. It's like, oh my God! When I lived in New York, I wish I hooked up with like, you know, just one. Oh, it'd be
Just
so wonderful.
Go out hunting.
Okay. Oh, Linda. Oh, okay. I like Low Noise Jason because he just mentioned Linda Ronstadt. I have Linda Ronstadt records. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. We can do that. We can do a Linda Ronstadt, Crystal Gale. You know, sort of like a live sesh about those.
I've got some Linda.
Oh,
shit!
I could do a little Linda.
Everyone should have some Linda.
I remember.
Do you ever see House with the movie House?
Yeah, with
That's her. Like she's got like the main song in that movie is.
Oh, no kidding!
I forget the name of it, but it's a pretty good song.
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
It's one of those live in your head rent free kind of songs.
Yeah. Nice.
For better or worse.
If Linda's involved, it's never for worse.
Yeah, I remember I was in my in-laws' basement, and they had all their old records down there. And apparently my mother-in-law was a big fan of Linda Ronstadt because she had about 10 or 12 down there, just kind of collecting dust. They're probably still there. Maybe I need to go over there and grab them.
I was about to say, that's how you get all these albums, I think. You just save them from various locations that they're just sitting there, slowly getting warped.
Yeah, from all
that. Like, let me jump in and just snag all these.
All the moisture down there.
Yeah.
You know, I have like 3 crates of hand-me-down records for my mom from way back in the day. And that's where I got the Linda Ronstadt, a bunch of Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton.
Oh.
But then there's other stuff too, like the Oak Ridge Boys.
Okay.
And in the early 80s when there was that whole like country sort of big thing, you know, like urban cowboy was big. So there's a bunch. Sawyer Brown was like my God, you want to talk about dad rock? Sawyer Brown. I mean, it sounds like a condiment you'd buy at Whole Foods. That's
This steak seasoned with Sawyer Brown.
Sawyer, I know, right? Oh. But there's a bunch of that type of stuff too. So I'm gonna listen to those now that I like have my whole turntable living arrangement set up.
You're like, now that I have this set up, Linda Ronstadt. That's what it's fun.
Oh, absolutely. Like acoustically tuned for Linda.
Barbara. Which the song from that movie The House that I was thinking of was You're No Good by Linda Ronstadt. That's a good
you're no good
song.
Baby, yeah. You're no good.
Yeah.
Don't try to make it. Now see, that's the trendy Linda song.
Well, I'm a Linda poser then, I guess. I don't know if I can
exactly. That's what the Linda Ronstadt posers, that's always their number one. But the true fans know the deeper cut. So
well, goddamn, I guess I'll have to watch, not participate, but watch. I don't have enough knowledge to participate.
You're not impressing anyone.
Damn it.
Oh man.
That's why I came on here.
Right. So I went to Kuma's Corner for a burger tonight.
Oh yeah. First of all, what burger did you get?
I only like an all-American burger.
Mm.
So that's what, just cheese, lettuce, maybe bacon and mayonnaise, or what?
No, not even that's too adventurous for me.
Okay.
2 slices of American, lettuce, tomato, onion, pickles, ketchup, mustard, mayo. And then maybe sometimes not even mustard. because that just might be a little too fringy for me.
Yeah,
I just with a sesame seed bun. That's all I like is an American burger.
Yep.
Their menu is fucking ridiculous. And you know what I realized that place is? Because this is like my third time being there. It's just like a hot topic of like burger places. I was their menu. It's just like, oh, the Converge burger, the Black Dahlia burger, the Metallica burger, and it's just, and it's like what? And then on the inside, like, yeah, okay, so they have like a Spotify metal playlist playing.
Yep.
And I was the thing
they got some
about
like
it,
posters and stickers and shit on the wall, and
yeah, it's definitely. But like the thing that pisses me off, I hate that pretzel roll.
Yeah,
The pretzel roll,
I remember that.
way too dense and heavy for a burger.
Yeah,
it is way too filling, especially if you're drinking an IPA or two. Then you're eating your burger with this just heavy fucking, the pretzel roll. It's like, imagine taking four slices of bread and, squishing them together. Like, that's what it's, I hate it. Like, the pretzel roll is good for sliders, but not for a whole fucking burger.
Yeah, but I'm sure it does hold up, because especially when you get some of these burgers where it's like they got like a fried egg on top and all these condiments, you got to have something that can withstand that density and that like liquid.
Yeah, some white bread won't survive that.
No,
that shit just disintegrates in your
even
legs.
if it's like toasted sesame bun.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, that's cool.
They post burgers on Instagram where I'm like, who the fuck would eat that? Where it's like a burger with like a slice of deep fried Polish sausage with 4 slices of bacon covered in mayo, and they're like, this is the Sepultura burger. Like, they only post it within a certain time frame, because I guess that's when it's like legal to sell it before it becomes illegal. Because it's just that horrible for you.
Listen to this one, Logan. This is the sour vein.
Ooh.
Deep fried blackened chicken tenders, applewood smoked bacon, cheddar cheese, Belgian waffle strips, maple syrup drizzle, and raspberry aioli.
Jesus Christ.
That's serious.
That's
a lot of different flavors
intense.
going on.
Yeah.
I remember the only time I went, I'm pretty sure I got the Mastodon, which is pretty basic in the grand scheme of things. It's just applewood smoked bacon, cheddar, frizzled onion, and barbecue sauce. So pretty much
sounds pretty good.
A bacon burger with some barbecue sauce on it.
I'm adventurous with my burgers, I guess. Like this week I've been lucky. I've been eating on company dime a couple nights this week. So nice. I've had 2 good burgers recently. One was it was some like really nice restaurant in like South Charlotte, and of course, I go to a nice restaurant, I get a burger. Priorities are all screwed up, but there's an egg. There was an egg on it, and there was like this candied jalapeno bacon. Ooh, I thought it was fucking awesome. I mean, I didn't eat the whole thing. I only had probably about half of it, and then the rest of it I had probably drunkenly last night. And then midday Friday, I had a mushroom Swiss burger. If you like that mushroom with the gravy and stuff. That stuff's good. I love that shit.
Like the mushroom and Swiss burger, I would rather have Salisbury steak.
No.
Or like the mushroom, I was never into that. I just like the classic all-American burger. I don't know. It's fancy burgers like when I came up with a good burger in Charlotte at Moo and Brew. I would get the pimento cheese, onion, pickles, something like that, and that was awesome. But
Oh,
anyways,
listen to this one. This is the guar burger.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Right. Cayenne candied bacon, goat cheese, cherry jam, funnel cake, powdered sugar, and maple whiskey glaze.
that's
That sounds awful.
Funnel cake.
That sounds awful. That sounds like something you get from the fair.
Yeah.
And you would get it
Or
would
outer
come with
space.
free diabetes or outer space, yeah.
Could you imagine if
I
you're
would try to buy
driving
that.
on your way and you're on lunch break and you grab one of those just in the wrapper while you're driving? Just right.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh God.
Oh man, oh God, I'm so sick of how foodie culture has just crept into like burgers and just come up with all these ridiculous things,
So did you go to the original location, the one in downtown?
Yeah, the one in Avondale.
Okay. I've only been to the one in Indianapolis.
Okay.
That's the only one I visited, but
yeah, I'm like a mile from the Avondale one.
Oh, nice.
And I wanted to go because I wanted to eat and then just go to Bucket of Blood and then Meteor Gem because they're all just like within a couple blocks of each other.
Yeah.
But then after I ate, I was just like, oh my God, the burger just, yeah. I should have gone to the record stores first and then go eat, not the other way around.
Because you're carrying some extra baggage.
Oh yeah.
After that point, you might need a toilet.
Oh, there's no might in this picture.
Dude, you set a timer. You're like 1 hour.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Anyways, okay, so we're gonna show off some early zines I have, and then I have some stickers to show. Brian, you have some things to show off.
Yeah. I got
and I don't know, like I wasn't totally prepared for this topic, but because I have shit packed away in other bins and stuff, but this is just like, some stuff I could eat like easily find quickly. So how about Brian? You want to show off a zine or something?
I just have a couple magazines still that I kept over the years. This one was SOD. This came out. What year? When did this come out? This is a 2006. SOD was cool because again, it had that real thick. This is like real thick cardstock, I didn't find these. Every now and then I would find one in my Barnes & Noble, but it wouldn't be like every other month or anything like that.
Where are they based out of, or where were they?
This one was the publisher, at least, is Missouri. So
it is a U.S. mag though.
Yeah, it is. $6.66. Which back in, I guess back in 2006, that was kind of a pricey magazine. But they always come with these cool little CD samplers of different bands to check out. And I don't know, when I'm flipping back through these, I don't as much read the interviews as I look at the ads, to see what was being pushed at that time, what the new stuff was, and I'll read the reviews. I think it's cool. This one, I think they did some. This one was pretty black metal focused. This issue, at least.
And who's that on the cover?
I think it's a band called Surrender of Divinity.
Shit, never heard of them.
From Siam.
What issue number is that?
This is 23.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's one of the only ones I still have a couple of those, a couple of these Pit magazines that I still kept. I purged all my Metal Maniacs, but I still got a couple of these laying around, which is cool because this was, like I said earlier, this was a really cool magazine. They would they talk about immolation. They also talk about Doro. So we're pretty well a wide range of bands they would interview. Again, I think they're based out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. They might even actually had a record store like associated with them. They were not monthly. I think they were like maybe 6 issues a year.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. But of course, on the back full page is the Relapse ad.
Nice.
Which is kind of standard. I mean, Relapse advertised so heavily back
Look
then.
at you got Mortician and Skinless.
Yeah.
Skinless,
nice.
Back then, at that time, zines, it was more common for them to be quarterly. Or, like it was the monthly metal zine was not common at all,
Yeah. Here's another example of what I was talking about earlier. You got Mudvayne on this page, and then you turn the page, and they got an interview with Cryptopsy. Lizzie Borden's in this issue, so just a totally wide range between death metal, black metal, power metal, new metal. It was all of it. And this one in particular, this is pretty early. This is 2001. Immolation on the cover.
Nice.
So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of the stuff. A lot of my old stuff I purged.
But you got some coming though.
I was telling Chris that I grabbed that lot. 35 old issues of Metal Maniacs. I think it added up to about $2 each.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's better than some of the other. I mean, well, I'll have to see what the condition is when they come in. I'm not expecting mint condition by any means, but as long as it's intact, I'll be happy just to kind of replace what I threw away.
I know, well, that's the thing too. When I was younger, I always held on to my CDs and my vinyl tapes. But then when it came to catalogs and zines, I was just like, fuck it, I'm moving, just get rid of them, And some have survived just because of, whatever bin they were in at the time. But I never really started to think about that until recently. And a lot of that is, the history of what we're into.
Yeah, that's true.
What's 6?
So was posters. Like I had a bunch of cool. I had a huge 36 by 24 obituary poster of the Incomplete. And I had it up in high school, and then I think I took it to college. But when I left college, I think it had just been moved so many times that the corners were all destroyed, and I think I just tossed it. Which is kind of crazy to think about. Like if I put that on eBay, it'd probably go for a little bit of money, even in the condition it was in. I had a really nice Megadeth poster of the single to No More Mr. Nice Guy. It's like Vic Rattlehead coming out of that big vat of nuclear waste. And it's purple and kind of greenish. Really, really cool poster. Same thing happened to that. I had an Opeth Blackwater Park poster. Same thing. Just decided, when I was leaving my dorm room for the last time, that everything was just going to be trashed. Kind of wish I had that. Kept that, because they don't. I mean,
that's sad, man.
You can't really get them anymore.
Well, I have a lot of posters from when I was in college because I did hold on to those. So
Yeah.
it's like a combination of movie posters, just indie rock, punk, hardcore posters from the time. Um, I have this huge Cure poster of Robert Smith, like from The Boys Don't Cry, and it's like ground to floor. I mean, I've had some of those for a really long time. Yeah, I've always been a hoarder with all of my music stuff. Like
Mhm.
I still have ticket stubs from like really early shows that I used to go to. Some that are just fucking incredible, nowadays to think about, that I saw something like that.
Yeah, that's a funny bring that up because I would always keep my ticket stub and I usually throw it in like a jewel case CD, of that band or whatever. And nowadays, most of it's like, if I would buy it on Ticketmaster, I'd pay the extra to have them ship me an actual, ticket, right? Because I wanted that stub. But now everything's like digital, so
Mhm.
a lot of it's just you print off a piece of paper and it's got a barcode on it, and that's your ticket,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks.
Dude, these days you're just like, look at my phone.
Yeah,
And they just,
I
I know.
I'll still keep that printout, and if I have a record or
Yeah.
something, I'll throw it in there. But I kind of miss having that ticket,
yeah, I bet.
Well, there's Wig Brewing, when they have shows, they have, actually I might still have one. Yeah, so they'll do something like this. Well, they will make this kind of,
Yeah, I've seen that on their Instagram.
right? And so this is cool, but you actually have to like either go to their brewery to get it, or like or a couple of the record stores usually keeps the physical tickets. And me being out of town, I'm not able to go, but it doesn't seem like any of their stuff's selling out. Any of these shows are selling out. So I may just like go the day of and buy an actual ticket, just to have this stuff, because I think these are cool mementos to have.
And it looks
Yeah.
like a high quality ticket too, like some nice card stock or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, it's like anything metal related nowadays, I hold on to it. Even when I buy a Relapse CD. And Logan, I got you into this. Of when I get a Relapse CD and they have that like Obi type of strip,
Yeah.
I keep those and I just put it, just keep it in because I put all of my CDs in a sealable, like a sleeve.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I just keep that Relapse Obi with it because that's only keeping to the value of it. At some day I'm going to sell off my collection, and to keep it as mint as possible.
Yep.
I started doing the same thing. I got in actually after you started talking about the CD sleeves. I bought some, and a bunch of my Relapse stuff like had the Obi strip, but it was just like sitting on there on my shelf. So now I actually have it in a sleeve like you keep it, because I do like to keep those. I would sometimes. I remember having I bought Dying Fetus, Destroy the Opposition. It had that Obi.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just like put it inside like the insert of the jewel case just to save it.
Right. Yeah.
But it just kind of looked better displayed like on it.
I'm going to do a video, and I probably maybe tomorrow I'll record it about albums I have with Obi strips and weird formats, like 5-inch vinyl CDs, 3-inch CDs. I think I even have like a 7, like an 8-inch CD. So just like weird formats. But then all my Obi strip stuff too.
Is that a 3-inch?
Yeah, 3-inch CD. Yeah.
3-inch.
What is that?
This is Skeleton of God.
I don't know them.
Urine Garden. Yeah, you got to check out
Urine Garden.
Urine Garden. Well, yeah, you got to check out this. Well, I think I might have shown this artwork before. Whoops. There's my.
Damn.
What type of music are they?
Death metal.
There's a couple dicks on there I picked up on.
And there's a number of them. all shapes and sizes.
All different types of dicks, all walks of life.
I think I got this as a throw-in to an order I made.
So I got
Willie K's talking about the hype sticker. I've been doing that too. Like if I get something and the hype stickers on the shrink, I spend some time trying to get that off, and then I
me too.
Flip it back on.
You should.
I started doing that.
Like these dive bomb. They all come with this little sticker.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And it's actually pretty easy to get off, and it comes off pretty clean. So, but that's not always the case, you know.
Yeah, because like with a sticker like that, you peel it off and then just put it on the jewel case.
Yeah.
You know, and I have some other ones too where if it's a digipack, because for newer releases, it's easy to get the hype sticker off. But if you find some old that's been sitting in a U-spin,
Right.
no, just leave it. But and even like the digipacks, I'll peel it off and just stick it on the digipack, like I did with that abhorrence one in that hype sticker video I did. I like them. So
yeah, I don't like hype stickers on my jewel cases or digipacks or anything. I just want
Oh, you don't?
artwork. I will I put it on like a note or something and slip it in, like into the actual sleeve or something.
Oh,
for storage.
Well, okay.
Because I don't want it to be stuck on a fucking jewel case, you know.
Well,
the jewel case is gonna break or something.
Yeah, you do run the risk of breaking the jewel case.
There are some labels like Season of Mist does shitty hype stickers,
and I hate that.
And they're a terrible offender where it's just this big obnoxious gold foil print sticker with just 4 fans of type of shit.
Yep.
But yeah, those ones suck. But like the cool one, like the Morbid Angel one that I have and all of that, like those are awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm used to the Season of Mist one, so.
Okay, so you guys want to see a zine?
Yeah.
Show a zine.
All right. This is SOD number 4.
Number
Oh,
4.
wow.
Yeah.
$4. So this is before they upped it to $666.
$6.66.
So that's uncult. Chris.
So this is inside Sepultura, Burzum, Repulsion, Pungent Stench, Martin Van Druin,
Westman Scott,
and then also it says special bonus earache, a free earache sampler CD inside, and
nice. So even back then they were doing it.
And I have the CD sampler.
Relapse, you said?
Earache.
Oh, earache. Okay.
Who's on there?
Nice.
Sleep, Disgust, Entombed, Pitch Shifter, Meat Hook Seed, Carcass, Lawnmower Death. Oh my God, this is incredible.
Awesome.
Scorn, Cathedral, AC, Fudge Tunnel. Oh, this is fucking an incredible lineup. So yeah.
Fudge Tunnel was Alex Newport. That was like kind of a grungy.
Is it industrial at all, or like
it's got some industrial tinges, but if you Nail Bomb,
yeah.
So,
yeah.
So Alex Newport is the other half of Nail Bomb with Max Caballero. That was their project. They formed together.
Nail Bomb, yeah, because Nail Bomb, that one album that they did was really good, but I hate the album cover.
Point Blank.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then they did that follow up that was like Point Blank. What is it? The
Proud to Commit Commercial Suicide.
Yeah. It's just a live album and then 2 extra songs.
Yeah.
That's a really good album.
Well, I grabbed some zines too, but I definitely come at it from a different angle because I didn't really start being aware of this shit till like 2011, 2012. I I was a subscriber of Decibel for about a year, from 2013 to 2014. So I got some flexies to show and a bunch of decibels, but mainly I just want to talk about, like, if you're looking for a zine in today's stores and stuff, like what you're gonna expect. Like, you go into like a fucking Barnes and Nobles, because that's like really the only place outside of like a local record shop.
Yep.
They're only gonna have Decibel if you're lucky, or Revolver and Metal Hammer.
Okay.
So in Revolver and Metal Hammer, I mean that. Yeah, I used to have a couple of those, but I think I must have thrown them away because I could not find them.
Well, Revolver's more like rock, right?
Yeah, it's definitely more like hard rock, but like they embrace, like, I mean, you're gonna have like covers, like probably by today's standards. I'm assuming, like, Bring Me the Horizon would be on a cover story, and
all right.
Well, not Whitechapel, but like even like shit. What's
they're gonna lean into the core type.
They're gonna lean into the core. They're gonna lean into the Blue Ridge Rock Festival, like those Red State Rock Festival, kind of stuff. Like Spirit Box, probably Spirit Box can be on the cover, shit like that.
And Metal Hammer is an imported, correct?
It is, yeah.
So like if you go to Barnes and Noble right now, is that going to cost you like $12 to buy it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So the first thing I wanted to show is actually an import, and so I've only ever come across these a couple different times, but have you ever heard of Zero Tolerance?
Yeah. Never. Yeah. I think I had one issue back in the day.
This is the one issue I have, and it's cost me $12 when I purchased this.
Yeah.
I think they do it quarterly, so this is.
Is it Canadian?
No, United Kingdom.
Okay.
This is summer 2020. So, but we got Winter Phylith on the cover, and definitely some cooler, I don't know, stuff that I've never heard of in here, for sure. Like it might be a little more in depth than Decibel.
Yeah,
I'd say, as far as their covering. I mean, they got some classics, or some of like the classic bands. Like here's a Paradise Lost. This was their album Obsidian. Oh, Aranzi Pazuzu. Oh, but then here, prime example, big double page about Cryptic Shift.
Okay.
With that album, what was it called? Visitations from Enceladus?
Yep, Encephalus.
Yeah.
Your guess is good as
Exactly. But that little image right there. But I mainly bought it because like I never see these in around, and also cooler comp, which we got And Oceans, Basement Torture Killings. There's a Revenge song on here, and then a bunch of stuff I actually don't recognize. I've only listened to this thing like once, so. But
this is the thing on some of those samplers. Usually they'll throw on 2 or 3 pretty recognizable names, and then the rest is just total random, never heard of bands.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's like a pay to play type situation where bands or record labels pay a fee and they can get a song on it, or how that works. But
well, if
a lot of these magazines do it.
If they're paying to play, then I don't know. They must really suck, because I've never heard of any or a bunch of these bands.
It didn't help their career much, even in 2020.
Exactly. So, but yeah, Revenge and Oceans. I just saw there's this band called Barishi, which they're pretty good. They're like a sludgy death metal kind of band. But Zero Tolerance.
Yeah, Decibel. I did the same thing. I had a subscription for a couple of years, and I had the Flexi, subscription. So I have a ton of those, and those were cool to get. I don't listen to them much, but every now and then I'll go on a binge and just grab a stack and play them. it's kind of a cool novelty. Every now and then you'll get something.
Yeah.
It seems like they're always exclusive, but later on you might see them tacked onto a deluxe edition or a reissue or something.
Right.
But with Decibel, it just seemed like kind of what you mentioned. They was getting a little bit kind of light, I guess. The
I think
features
so.
were kind of short, and seems like the same bands were covered over and over again. They definitely had their favorites, which I guess, looking back, Metal Maniacs probably did too. I did, for a while I kept getting the magazine for the Hall of Fame feature, which I think was really cool.
Yeah.
But even now you can buy those compendiums from Decibel where it's like a hardbound book of just Hall of Fame features, So you have those, which is probably, that's kind of the main reason why I stopped renewing my subscription. But it's kind of the best there is as far as US print metal publications. I mean, they have
currently.
Yeah, I mean they're very, very, at least they're keeping it going. I mean, that's cool. They got the metal beer and beer and metal fests that go out west and in Philly.
Yeah, and they used to do the tours too. They used to have like the Decibel tour.
That's right. I forgot about that. They may not have,
there were some
maybe
cool
COVID.
ones.
Yeah, there's like,
I think so.
I've never seen one. I never went to the Decibel tour.
I saw it was Creator, Obituary, Midnight, and Horrendous, and that shit was awesome. That was probably one of the better shows I've been to, honestly.
Speaking of, are you gonna go to that Obituary, Blood Incantation, Immolation show?
Without a doubt, yes,
okay.
1,000%.
I didn't look.
I think I'll be able to go. I mean, it's not like confirmed.
Yeah.
But yeah. Unless like I've already made plans that I've forgotten about, I'm definitely going.
I didn't even look to see which day of the week it was for you. I know as Charlotte was the first date, which is cool because usually you're not going to get a cancellation. Like, I guess we don't really have to worry about, COVID, bans. I guess maybe we do, but it's less of a chance. If it's the first date, no one's going to be sick. Everybody's, they're going to be ready to go. You'll probably get the show in.
Dude, that's a killer lineup.
Oh yeah.
First time seeing Blood Incantation, so I'm psyched. But I gotta take a piss real quick.
Go for it. Right. I think Chris is ready to go.
All right. So I'm going to show off. Here we go. The Hell's Headbangers catalog, issue number 1 from 2010.
Whoa. I didn't even know they had a catalog print.
Yeah, very like early in the day they did. And so this is issue 1. And it has Atomizer, Bestial Mockery, Difago, Destructor. Destructor was a band I always really liked a lot from like early Hells.
Yep.
Perverser, that was another good one. So it's just all these like interviews with all these different bands, and it's really fucking cool. But then it's also a printed catalog. I mean, it's
those have gone by the wayside.
Oh, absolutely, they're irrelevant now. But it's so cool because it's just like, I mean, all of this. It's just
look at that.
I know, right? I mean, nowadays he updates his inventory weekly.
Well, isn't it like Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
Or probably even more than that. Yeah.
It's been a while since I've checked in, but I do remember they're kind of religiously checking to see what new stuff they get in. It's an early Hell's Headbangers print catalog.
Oh shit!
Hell's Headbangers number 1.
That's fucking awesome. I didn't know they
April 2010.
I didn't know they had print catalogs.
I didn't either.
That's killer.
At that time, they did T-shirts. Fucking Nunslaughter are one of those bands that I've never been into. Like I've as much as Hell, I think the Hell's Headbangers. Maybe there's some connection there with Nunslaughter. I've never been to Nunslaughter.
I think
have you tried to get into them? Because I'm not into them either, but I've never tried.
I can't say that I've tried, but it's just what I've heard. Because they're kind of like that, like Grand Belial's Key type of just slower, doomier black metal.
Yeah.
Like kind of stuff where, well, Grand Belial's Key too. It's like the drummer is the vocalist, and it's just really slow and repetitive, because like that's what he can keep up with. But still, yeah, kind of like that style.
Willie says that he wishes they sounded like.
Yeah,
I really don't know either of those bands.
I thought they were more like a black thrash, but I could be wrong. I haven't listened to Nunslaughter in a long time.
I thought they were one of those bands where they kind of did their own thing. They were just like in between black thrash and death metal, and they just like fucked around. Like I've only heard a couple songs, but I'm always tempted to buy one of their albums just to check it out. But there's always something else I pick up instead. There's always one more thing I would rather have from a multitude of other bands.
I think Nunslaughter is just one dude, but he's the type of thing where he just puts out 7 inches in comp songs. He doesn't put out full LPs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
there we go. Yeah. But no, that it's funny. I torture myself all the time with that 10 CDs for $50 deal that they have on the website.
Right.
I've actually never once bought that deal, but probably at least 10 times I've gone on there and done 10 CDs in the cart, made it up look all nice, and then, but I don't know, it's a killer deal.
It is,
What, from Relapse?
No, from Hell's Headbangers. They got you buy 10, they have a certain selection of CDs. You can, if you get 10, they're all $5 a piece.
Yeah, so
they're all the Hell's label stuff.
Yeah, most of it is, I think,
but not all of it though. Some of it is like from Shadow Kingdom Records and Dark Descent, and just other record labels that are not bigger bands, but probably stuff they're trying to push along.
Yeah, like right now,
there's some really good stuff.
They got a lot of. I think they got the new Druid Lord on there.
Dude, I need to pick that up.
Yeah, me too. Man. And Acid Witch, the new Acid Witch is on there, and I think all the Acid Witch CDs are on there actually. Yeah, they have a lot of cool stuff. That I think that Malefic Throne.
Yes, that was one of there for $5.
Yeah,
I have that CD and the 12-inch.
Dude, that Malefic Throne, which I think from your recommendation, Chris, that shit's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's a fun EP. But yeah, Dying Victims records in Caligari are cool too. Jason, you mentioned them.
Yeah, I was putting up Caligari.
What albums are you selling, Jason? Are they cheap? Are they a good price? Where are you selling them at?
I came across this.
Oh, he's selling all his Hydra Head?
Hell's Headbangers.
Oh, okay.
I take Hydra Head too, though, if you got any of those.
Yeah, I'd be interested in some Hydra Head, depending on what you have.
I found this Discog seller last night or the night before. Apparently, it's this a kid, not a kid, but anyway, his dad passed away and had 3,500 metal CDs. So he kind of started this Instagram and has been slowly uploading, or not uploading, but posting his dad's CDs as he goes through and prices them. And I just went through and found a bunch of stuff I wanted. Made a big order. But it was kind of cool, like the story, like, you know, he's going through his dad's collection, and it's, you know, reminiscing about the time they spent together. And I'm sure he's keeping, you know, the stuff that means something to him, but all the other stuff's kind of going up for pretty good.
You know what? It's your responsibility to buy it all up to make him feel good and to make you feel good. And
yeah, I got a nice chunk of it.
Ooh.
I probably got about 12 CDs, something like that.
Nice.
Since you've already gone through.
Oh yeah.
What is it called?
Sure. Hold on a second.
You've already made your pickings.
Yep. So I got what I wanted.
Maybe it could be my turn.
Yeah. And you know what brought me to it was a band called Rabies Cast.
Never heard of them.
You guys know them?
Nope.
Rabies Cast, kind of a grungy stoner, godfleshy. I think they're from like Israel. I'm sorry. I'm getting let me go to my Discogs. You get that Barnyard Rebel.
Okay.
Is the name of the store. And he's also on Instagram as Barnyard Rebel. And I think he's on. So like I made the order last night. And today he posts Realm, Endless War, and the other Realm CD, Suicidity. And I'm like, shit, I would have liked to have gotten those. I'm sure they're probably like $25-$30 each. But it would be nice to have a copy of Realms, Endless War.
I already see some Rollins Band on here for like $5 for a CD, which I don't know if you guys like Rollins Band, but they're they're fun.
And I think there's some stuff there that's priced. He seems like he's pricing according to Discogs. So, and I think there's some condition issues with a few of them, like water damage. But
some Linda Ronstadt.
Watch, yeah. Ooh. So he had
gotta get on there.
He had some varied tastes.
Linda.
All right, I'll have to look through that.
Yeah, check it out. I think it was like 3,500 CDs or something like that.
Wow.
Kind of cool.
That's awesome. All right, I'm going to show off another one here. There we go. This is SOD number 6.
Ooh. $5.
The larger logo.
Yeah.
Special bonus, another earache CD inside. I'll need to look around to see if I have that. But for this one, it was Deicide, Broken Hope, Deceased, Bolt Thrower, Bestial Warlust.
Wow. What?
Unleashed.
Were they releasing music?
Editor, then? David Horn, Dan Zimmer, David Horn, Chaz. Oh, Stephen O'Malley was a writer. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think they said he wrote for Metal Maniacs too.
Okay, I didn't know that. I think so. This is number 6. So this is from the summer of 1995.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So 1995. Wow. That's killer.
This is fucking awesome. Look at this shit. Deicide.
Yeah, Willie is mentioning Bestial Warlust was on Hell's Headbangers. They did the reissues, and I have both their albums. But
yeah, they were pre-Destroyer 666. I like them, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, once a year I'll go back to the CDs and then I'm good.
Yeah, that sums up most war metal, truthfully.
Yeah, just
Like,
I'll go back for a week. I'll listen to it in the car, and then all right, I'm good for another year.
which here's a random question: do you consider Angel Corpse like that war metal sound, or are they like a little more of like a in between,
Uh,
like death thrash, like extreme death thrash? You know,
well, they're fucking amazing, is what they
they
are.
are. So I was gonna say, like, because most war metal bands I can't listen to on repeat, but I can listen
Yeah.
to
Um,
like The Inexorable. I can listen to
Angel
that shit all
Corpse.
the time.
I would put Angel Corpse as just being top tier blackened thrash.
Okay. I feel like there's some death metal in there. Like
Yeah, they're
there's some
blackened death,
intense, like it's
blackened death thrash.
yeah.
They're fucking awesome, man. Like, and then like so many other like bands that are also related, like Perdition Temple,
Mm-hmm.
Blasphemic Cruelty, um, Angel Corpse related projects are always sick too.
Yeah, you just mentioned that other one
Malefic
the other
Throne.
night, dude. The Malefic Throne, but
Yeah,
during the Cannibal Corpse one, the one that was in, or maybe that wasn't Angel Corpse, but during the Cannibal Corpse stream, you brought up, what was the name of it? Fuck. I put it on my Spotify. I've listened to it. It was awesome.
Aberrance
Aberrance,
or
yeah, dude.
Abhorrence or whatever.
Abhorrence, that album right there.
The South American one, yeah,
Yeah,
dude, they're fucking sick.
Check that shit out.
That
Anyone
is some
who's
good
not heard
shit.
that stuff's awesome. So,
I'm gonna do a video about them.
all right, let me break out a decibel here.
I'm going to use the restroom quickly.
Shit, I can talk. I can talk a little bit.
All right.
All right. So, as I said, decibel is like really my main zine that I was able to actually collect. Just it's all I had access to. So for a good year, I enjoyed decibel. I think, as Brian said, you kind of get used to like the formula. There's like a certain number of bands you expect them to talk about. The reviews, they start to become less interesting and stuff. And at the time, for me, because you're putting your hard-earned money towards this stuff, it's competing with all of the free online websites. I mean, like there's like No Clean Singing, Angry Metal Guy, like undergrounddeathmetal.com. There were like all these other places you could go for, to keep up with just the metal news and what's going on. So I didn't stick with Decibel for probably as long as I should have, but one of my favorites that I have is this end of year for 2013, and I still love Decibel's top 40 of the year. Like I still follow that shit whenever they release it, and kind of just compare like what I have versus what's on the list, and find some extra stuff from there. But we got King Diamond on the cover. Let's see what's some cool things on the inside. I feel like Decibel had a couple cool Brian, this is the Decibel magazine I'm showing off currently. In the year 2013, I believe. So
I might have that one.
I want when Chris gets back, I want to do a question for both of you. Like, what was number one for 2013 for Decibel?
Oh, their
number one
album.
Yeah. Any guesses?
What was?
Oh, I guess it's a little tough if like you have no idea what was released in 2013.
Well, let me look real quick.
I'm biased because I know, like, I
have an idea.
Okay. Because it's a semi-obvious one. In fact, it's a cover story that I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Surgical Steel.
It was Surgical Steel. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, because they have a love affair with Carcass.
They do.
And
that was one of the bands you were talking about, dude. That they're like just
harping
on.
They're all over it.
Which I really like Surgical Steel. Truthfully, like I found Surgical Steel to be like a lot of fun and a good like combination of that rock and roll from like Swan Song and the death metal and even the Heartwork and probably a little bit beforehand. But they also number 2 and 3. Let's see, we had In Solitude and then Gorguts there.
Gorguts for Cold Sands,
yeah. Which this is one of my favorite albums. Period. Right here, Color Sands is fucking awesome.
I got into In Solitude, but I know they're pretty popular. What was number 2?
That was In Solitude.
Oh, okay, that was
Number 4. Do you know this band, Sub Rosa? Yeah, I love this album. More Constant Than the Gods. Do you know the song The Usher?
I know I've listened to that album, but I never really got into it, to be honest.
Dude, The Usher is spine chilling. I love that song.
That's got female vocals.
Yeah, but it's a mixture. So it's like it's done in a very creative way too. I think like it's not your typical like stoner sludge or doom band for sure, because there's a lot of violin and string instruments going on as well, but it's still very much rooted in sludge and doom. So I don't know. More Constant Than Gods is awesome. And look, this one didn't age well. Inquisition at number 5, which
that was Obscure Verses for the Multiverse.
I think this album's awesome. Yeah, Obscure Verses.
I'm head over heels with that album and that band, to be honest. Regardless of
what's going on.
The shit, yeah. I mean, I can't quit them.
You
know what I mean? I even bought the new one. Well, I bought the new one secondhand. Not the new one, but the one that came out a few years ago.
Was that Black Masses and Shallow Graves or some shit like that?
Yeah.
This one is my favorite that I've heard from them.
Okay.
There's some of the guitar riffs on there.
Oh my god, they're like
insane.
They're so catchy.
Just
I absolutely love, but I just never bring up Inquisition because of the implication.
It's a safe bet to not to.
But I mean, it's just they're just so hard for me not to like.
Consider me a fan, but one that's like you, where I'm not going to bring it up.
Yeah, I don't advertise it.
And truthfully, I'm not going to like
in my collection. I'm not, and I listen to them, and I'm not going to get rid of them. I don't know my favorite. Jeez, I think Ominous Doctrines of the Perpetual Mystical Macrocosm is probably my favorite.
Which that was the album before that one, right?
Yeah, that's got the song that probably has like my favorite Inquisition riff, which is it's called Crepuscular Battle Hymn.
I don't know that one off the top of my head.
Oh my god!
I'll also listen to that because I'm not.
It's also got some of those like old movie samples. It's really creepy.
Ooh.
Creepy in a really cool way.
Yeah.
But I mean, Nefarious Dismal Orations is really good too. I think that's where I started listening to them. Mm-hmm. That was the first one I heard. But yeah, I mean, gosh, yeah, Black Mass for a Mass Grave. God, that was 2020.
Yeah, and that was a good album.
It's a little different.
I kind of like the different.
Yeah, like even that first single was just kind of simplistic and even a little more melodic. But yeah, man, it still worked for me.
The last one before all the shit went down with them.
Yeah,
that one I was not that big of a fan. The Bloodshed Across the Empyrean Altar or whatever.
I saw them live.
It was okay.
No shit.
I saw them live at Maryland Death Fest before all the scandals went down.
Yeah.
And they were really good because they're also just a two-piece.
Two-piece, yeah.
So like live, it's just the dude fucking up there, guitar, doing vocals, and then the drummer. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty awesome.
And they're just about the riffs, man.
They are, dude. They're a riff band. for sure.
But I
Which
know a
for
lot
black
of
metal, I
people.
think is unique. But
Oh
then
yeah, go ahead.
Hall of Fame, Integrity Hall of Fame, which I don't know if you guys like
Yeah.
Integrity, but
Oh,
Systems over.
I love Humanity is the Devil. I fucking love
Yeah,
that album.
Humanity is the Devil is awesome. To Die For. Willie's mentioning Vassifor. I heard about that shit that happened with them. I've never really listened to Vassifor, but the lead guy apparently is a shithead.
Oh, I didn't.
Which
I was not aware of that.
it happens. But yeah, in the year 2013 Decibel, this was good. I liked it, but it's definitely, as I was saying with Decibel, we can definitely pick up that they recycle some of their material and stuff, and some of their cover photos or cover bands, if you will.
When you say recycle, what do you mean?
Like they'll talk about the same bands.
Okay.
As they so they're not plagiarizing or anything.
Okay, they're not taking like old interviews or
no.
Okay.
They're just maybe not branching out into the underground as much as they could be.
Right, and I haven't. It's probably been a year or so since I've had a subscription, so I don't know what they're into currently. But yeah, it just seemed like they were kind of telegraphing what kind of bands they would be into. Obviously, and a lot of them are excellent bands, but it just kind of seemed like there wasn't anything they were showing me that I wasn't already getting, like on through YouTube or through other online publications. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So really, the only thing I was paying for was that Hall of Fame feature, which we just gotta wait for the hardbound book to come out and buy that, and then you're kind of good. So I kind of and I did want to I started to focus more on like the underground, the current underground zines, like
do you have some of those?
Yeah, I got one I can show, one that I've been buying. Noxious Ruin.
Yeah,
this is really cool, really heavy cardstock, thick. Like
how much was that? Because I mean, I wouldn't mind trying to buy a copy.
Yeah, here's the thing: is it's about $20. It does come with a mixtape, which is actually pretty cool. Let me see if I can find one.
See, like, Chris, how much are you willing to pay for like a magazine these days?
I don't know.
Couple bucks for me, truthfully.
You know what? I have a subscription to Stereophile, and it's one of those things where sometimes if you sign up for something, then you get an offer for like, a year magazine subscription for $10. So then I always sign up for like Stereophile is always an option, or Absolute Sound. So I always sign up for those, but then I also always sign up for yachting magazines. even though I've I'm just something about yachting I'm always fascinated with. So I always sign up for like the free yachting magazine.
Bro,
hilarious.
I think your spirit animal is like a 70s yacht rock guy or something.
No, my spirit animal is one of the guys from Duran Duran is what it is.
Getting back to Noxious Ruin. So the 20 you get the big ass thick ass zine,
which is good quality.
It is, and there's some cool features in here that I'll get to in a minute. But also there's a mixtape, and yeah, you get about let's see, this one has what, like 16 tracks, like current death metal bands. Nicely done. Nice like J card, and then each band gets a little bit of a write up in the magazine. I think Ken from Ken's Death Metal Crypt has a monthly column. The only kind of downside for me, at least, is a lot of this magazine is just artwork. So they feature a lot of art, artists. And so you just get page after page of just like art like this.
That's cool.
That's
which
awesome.
is, I mean, it is cool,
That's
but
insane.
you are paying for, it is kind of a mix between like focusing on the music and focusing on the art. But I would recommend this one. I think it's cool. If you're not into tapes, maybe not, but it is pretty thick. It's got this is great. It's got like I know it's they've had crossword puzzles, like death metal crossword puzzles before. This one's like a word scramble or something.
Nice.
What's the theme for the word scramble? It looks like a giant mess.
I don't know. It looks like Frank Zappa.
Oh God.
I'm not sure.
Good luck with that.
It's a word search.
So is
Frank
that
Zappa.
Oh,
is that one of those magazines that at Borders would have been down on the bottom shelf in like the shrink wrap?
Yeah.
With the bonus CD?
Because
they were always the ones that were like $10, $12 a piece.
Oh, well, those would have been the imports, like Logan was.
Yeah, that was this one, Chris.
This I think you can only get. I think you got to go to like noxiousruin.com. He has his own website. He sells it himself, mail order. I think he does send a few to some distros. There was one issue, and they do sell out pretty quick. Like you almost have to pre-order it. Once it releases, it's limited quantities. And what was the other thing? I think there was one issue I actually got from a distro, like more. No, what was it? I don't remember. One of the smaller death metal distros had one. Actually, you know what? I think I might have got one from Melanie's mail order once too. She had a copy. Born Dead collection. So as far as like the current kind of underground DIY zines, Noxious Ruin I think is a really good one.
Nice.
Yeah, that for me it's the price tag, like the $20.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's because I would just put that into a record or a couple CDs,
Well, you know what? With those import magazines,
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, especially a lot of those were oversized too. I remember an import zine that was one of the ones that was on the bottom shelf in the shrink wrap, and there was always a demo CD with it. But the page dimensions were big, where it was like, like a typical newsstand is like 9 by 11 or something like that. But this is where it was like 12 by 13, like something really large. But yeah.
I don't know. Someone should tell Zero Tolerance that, because this shit is like, this is half size practically.
Hey, inflation,
It must be, but I mean, like, here's Decibel.
All right, so
doesn't measure up.
Oh,
you guys want? Okay, so you my turn.
You.
Okay, so this is I found this in a used bookstore when I lived in New York, and it's a Velvet Underground fanzine called "What Goes On: The Best of." And this is something, it's from like the early 80s when it was published, and the pages are all really stiff. Like the cover is screen printed, cardboard, like construction paper stock. The inner pages are pretty heavy, and it's all of this just like really like sort of pop art for that time inside of it. Interviews with Lou Reed, Nick Cale, the drummer Mo something or other, and like that.
Okay.
It's really cool, and there's also a fold out 11 by 17 poster with it as well. And here's all this, Velvet Underground, Nico type of stuff.
Very of the time.
This thing's really awesome. I mean, you could tell that the way that this was printed, I wouldn't be surprised if at the time that every issue was run through a process manually. I mean, you guys have heard how much I criticize and scrutinize printing details. If I'm sitting here fucking scratching my head, this is some old school shit here.
Yeah, so what did they put it on, like the different elements, they layered it on the printer? I mean, like, how did they create the individual pages and stuff? I mean, it's kind of tough to think about when we're so used to.
It's a newsletter, but it's just the way that newspapers were formatted at the time. It really kind of fits into that style. But all of it too is it's just such a hardcore fanzine for, I mean, the Velvet Underground. I mean, I used to love them way back when, but I haven't listened to them in probably well over 15 years.
They're one of those high bands for me. Like whenever I get super high and with other people,
yeah,
you can throw on like in a Velvet Underground.
Right. They're also
that song Heroin.
Bands, right? Or when you want to impress a girl. Like I'm out talking to a girl, like, oh, I like the Velvet Underground. Like it just sounds like.
No, this is a man of culture.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
So I just got more decibels. So I'm not like breaking out new magazines or anything really. But I got this one from August 2011, which I always thought this one was cool. It's Scott Ian, and he's talking about a bunch of comic books that he likes.
Oh, right. I remember. Yeah, I remember. I think I might have that one.
And I just like the layout of it. I mean, it's got that side, and then on the inside,
oh, it's like a fold out.
It's a fold out, yeah. Shit, let me see if I can get this. So I thought that was like a cool design.
Nice, yeah.
Right there for like make it a little more special compared to other magazines, and it was I enjoyed the actual main thing they were talking about. Like it was literally just Scott Ian being a nerd for the duration of the piece, talking about the different comics and like a bunch of other people probably in the scene, comic books was like the first thing that I actually like got into and started enjoying before music.
Yeah.
And I left it pretty quick after. Like as soon as I got into music, comics were like kind of in the window or in the rear view. But this write-up always makes me reminisce about enjoying comics and stuff. But it's got some highlights. Like we got Mark Rudolph over here, who he's always done a lot of different sketches and stuff for Decibel. And then of course we got Vince Locke. Because remember, Vince Locke, he's actually a comic book guy,
right?
Originally, before. I don't know if he's more well known for being a comic book guy or the Cannibal Corpse guy. Truthfully,
it depends on which scene, which fan base you're talking to.
Yeah, but I mean, his art. I mean, it's truthfully always the same. I mean, Vince Locke when you're looking at Vince.
I wonder, in the comic book world, does he do just covers, or does he actually like ink like individual issues of a book. I mean, I don't think he works for Marvel doing like
No.
Iron Man, but maybe he does like some kind of underground or second, third tier type.
I definitely thought he did some underground comics and stuff.
I'll have to
Yeah,
really
because I mean, he is like literally Cannibal Corpse is the only band he's ever actually done stuff for. You know, like album artwork wise, I don't think he's ever branched out outside of it. Which honestly, I think that's helped Cannibal Corpse in their name significantly. That Vince Locke is really locked, stuck with them. You know, like that artwork style. So
and at least in that documentary that came out, that like 3 hour, whatever it's called, I think at that time they had never met him face to face. I think they had phone calls with him, but I thought they said they'd never like visited him.
They had never, because he's a Michigan guy. He's up
there he is.
He's up near Marty somewhere. I think.
Okay, so on his bio, he's done comics and graphic novels: Dead World, Sandman, A History of Violence, American Freak, and The Unwritten. And then it mentions Cannibal Corpse. And then it mentions some artwork for some role-playing games like White Wolf, TSR, and Wizard of the Coast.
Okay. Wow.
Oh my gosh. And artwork for the animated show Aqua Teen Hunger Force. What?
I did not know that.
How did this?
That's fucking cool.
It's like the last sentence. I'm like, you got to start with that.
Yeah.
I love Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Get us hooked.
Number one in the hood, G.
And then I don't know if you like. I enjoy looking back. It's almost like a window into the past when you look at these magazines for like what albums are coming out or like what tours are going on.
Yep.
Like look at this tour from 2011. This was Exhumed on their comeback run
with Cephalic Carnage,
Macabre, Cephalic Carnage, and Withered.
Oh wow!
Like that would have been cool.
And Withered was on every tour.
They're still on every tour. I was just thinking the other day, God, I feel bad for Withered. Like, I feel like they're not getting anywhere. They've been at the same place.
There's still that opener for that massive death metal band.
Yep, and their music is still at the same place. Well, honestly, they've grown a little bit, but I don't know.
That's awesome.
They've not grown within the scene, but.
Okay, so I have something sick to show off.
Sweet.
Really sick. I have a whole little shrapnel bullet box of stickers, but
stickers.
Hold on. Okay, so one thing I have is this old school Rush bumper sticker.
Oh wow!
Oh, that's neat. Yeah.
Yeah. From Signals. Yeah.
I was about to say Signals. Yeah.
That's awesome. But hold on. Here we are. Oh, this one is fucking old school as fuck.
Whoa.
And like this is one of those ones where they would have just the long fucking spool of them.
Oh, and they rip them off.
Yeah, that's what this is.
Yeah,
dude, this is fucking OG.
Where'd you come across that?
I've had this for fucking years. I can't even remember where I got it. I need to protect those better because those are vintage. Okay, so here's another Velvet Underground fanzine that I have. And then another one right here. God, I have a bunch of decibels. They're from.
Do you have it? Did you ever have a subscription?
You know what? I fucked up. I had a digital subscription.
Oh, you mentioned that. Yeah, I
For,
remember that.
and you know what? I had a digital subscription to Decibel for like 5 years, and I think I read 4 issues. You know, I mean, that's the thing that sucks is with the digital subscription, it just updates on my iPhone.
Yep.
I forget that it's there.
Yep.
You know, it fucking. Oh, I hate it. I wish I got the hard copy subscription.
Yeah, they always did a nice job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Decibel's a great magazine
with their stuff.
So what years? This is from.
Oh, it's Exodus. Got the Mayhem tour on the back. Korn and Rob Zombie.
June 2010. So yeah, a lot of this stuff is all from like that time. Oh, here we are. Cannibal Corpse with George Fisher on the cover.
Yep. He's been on a few covers, I'm sure. In fact, that was one of the few Pit magazines I still have as Cannibal Corpse on the cover. Fisher era. Speaking of Decibel, did you guys ever get any of these specialty issues? This is the Thrash Metal Hall of Fame. I think they did a death metal and black metal, maybe one other, but
Doom, I believe.
Doom probably. It's got the top 50 thrash metal albums of all time and a special thrash metal Hall of Fame, which was I forget which album it was. Maybe.
See, that'd be a cool one to own.
It was. It is cool to kind of look through and. Oh, okay. They do the making of Slayer's Reign in Blood. So, what do you think what do you think's in the top 5?
Oh, man, great question. Reign in Blood has to be in there. Rest in Peace has to be in there. I would say man, would Bonded by Blood be in there or Pleasure to Kill?
Okay, top 5. You said Reign in Blood. Yep, they got that number 2.
Okay.
What was the other one you said?
So here we go.
Oh, Exodus?
I said Bonded, yeah. Exodus.
Bonded by Blood is
Bonded by Blood.
10.
Number 10.
According to them, yep.
Okay. I said Rest in Peace.
Rest in Peace, number 11.
Whoa, what the fuck?
You know what? They have Violence, Eternal Nightmare over Rest in Peace.
I don't agree with that, dude.
That
dude's vocals are worse.
In the top 20, they have 3 Metallica albums.
Are there any in the top 5?
They've got 4 Metallica albums in the top 20.
Jesus Christ. 4?
Yeah.
The first 4?
Yep.
Dude, Master of Puppets has to be in the top 5.
Yeah, that's 3.
That's 3.
So we got number 5 is Holy Terror, Mind Wars.
Okay.
4 is Beneath the Remains.
Nice.
3 is Master of Puppets. 2 is Reign in Blood, and 1.
Wait, don't tell me.
Okay.
Is it obvious?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious. It's the one album we haven't mentioned yet.
Anthrax. Is it
Sorry, the one Metallica album we haven't mentioned yet.
Is it Kill 'Em All?
Nope.
Oh, Ride the Lightning?
Yep. Kill 'Em All was number 18. No, 16.
Damn, I honestly, this might be a wrong take. Ride the Lightning of the first four might be my least favorite.
No, I'm kind of with you. I'm not that big on Ride the Lightning. I like it, man. I like Kill 'Em All better. I like Master of Puppets better.
I like Injustice better. Like Injustice is, Injustice is awesome. I think that was underrated.
They got Injustice number 13 here.
I mean, that's solid for that.
Yeah. And then Dark Angel, Darkness Descends is number 9.
Do they have Ultraviolence on there?
Oh yeah, probably. That's got to be in the top. Where is it?
Or what about like some Mental Vortex by Corner?
You know what? Dang, I don't know, man. They got this is, jeez. Okay, Death Angel, the Ultraviolence is number 41.
Wow.
And then I'm looking on here, and the Haunted self-titled is 22.
They put the Haunted on there.
They put the Haunted before.
Dude, the Haunted isn't fucking thrash. Are they thrash?
The Haunted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were like that melodic
like
death metal, like melodic death metal with a little bit of thrash in there.
No, they're fucking. Have you listened to the Haunted? Haven't you?
I guess not enough. What I've listened to like is it Revolver?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's. If you listen to their first two, it's straight up death thrash. Look at that.
Oh, we got the sword, dude. Fuck yeah, man.
2009 Bowery Ballroom.
Sweet.
Yeah, if you listen to the Haunted, the first one and the second one.
Okay.
They're raging.
Dude, Jason makes a good point. Where does the Legacy or New Order by Testament pop in? Because Legacy.
Number 18, the Legacy. And the first Anthrax or the top Anthrax album is
Mogwai.
2003.
Actually, 15 is SOD, Speaking English or Die.
Okay.
And then Among the Living is 23.
Wait, SOD's higher than Anthrax?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have a bone to pick with this list.
Yeah, I mean it's Jesus Christ. They have the Art of Partying higher than the Ultraviolence.
What number is that one?
33.
Which I like that. Believe me, I like that album.
It's good,
I like Municipal Waste, and that I think that's my favorite album by them. But
I think you got to put.
It's not better than Ultraviolence, though.
You got to put that. You got to put that in the top 20 at least. I think.
For sure.
Yeah. So
that's so cool. That's.
Yeah, they do these, and they're kind of cool just to look through and have these discussions and say what.
What were they thinking?
The Decibel Magazine tour coming April 2012. Must have been the first. Maybe that was the first one.
Here, let me pull out. Oh, I thought I had a Decibel Magazine cover story.
I may have to go pull out my. I think I have the death metal one-off issue too.
I do not, but do you guys remember this band?
Kind of.
Batushka.
Is that the one that's
splintered and like?
Yeah. There are like two bands with that same name, right?
Right.
Yeah, because they one guy wrote the music and one guy was smart enough to write the music, and then one guy was smarter and bought the name, and then splintered off. And I mean, you can tell which one is actually better. It's the dude who wrote the music, but
sure.
I mean, the dude owns the name of Batushka, but this was like right before all that. It was the biggest drama, I think, of probably the 2014 or something.
I seem to remember that happened, and it happened to a couple other bands too, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh no, this is actually this is a current issue that I purchased. This is from 2019. So
yeah,
this is the probably the the guy who bought the rights to Batushka. This is his band, I think.
Or maybe that issue came out before they had split up.
Well, maybe it was right before.
Because I think I was still, I think I still had a subscription at that time.
Which, 2019. I mean, still the usual good stuff. You guys know this band Gygax? Yeah, they're pretty good.
It's like a traditional metal Dungeons and Dragons inspired.
But then, of course, look, we got Hollywood Vampires.
Was that Johnny Depp's band?
Is that? Oh, that's right.
Alice Cooper, Joe Perry.
Oh my God,
Johnny Depp.
There's something about
what the fuck are they doing in Decibel?
Rings. Like, it's just so creepy. Grown men wearing skull rings. It's just so weird.
Yeah,
that's something that belongs in no grown man's wardrobe.
Yeah, fine. Look at this shit. It's a Q&A with Alice Cooper. And yeah, it's about Hollywood vampires. Like, do we need an Alice Cooper Q&A in 2019 for your magazine? Where there's a cover photo of Joe Perry, Johnny Depp, and Alice Cooper all in your metal magazine? Honestly, this issue is the perfect example of potentially why Decibel is not what they were, truthfully. Because I'm not even getting to the worst part yet about it. So, talks about Hollywood vampires and stuff for a bit. And then the Hall of Fame is The Darkness. Have you ever heard of The Darkness, Chris? He's out. But this fucking band, The Darkness, which they were well known for having like a big single called a funny little thing called Love or something like that. I mean, these guys are like the most basic 2000s hard rock that it gets. Like this is like fucking Jet, Are You Gonna Be My Girl, or like Black Keys or some shit. I mean, this stuff does not belong in fucking Decibel. I don't know how this shit landed as like a Hall of Fame, you know, like along with like classics from Terrorizer and Sepultura and, you know, Venom. Like, oh look, it's also The Darkness.
All right, so I heard you say something about The Darkness.
Do you like The Darkness?
I was in the kitchen,
bro. So this is Decibel jumping the shark right here. So
I remember them probably around 2005.
Yeah, but that song Crazy Little Thing Called Love or some shit like that. But like here, I was gonna say, so first off, Q&A with Alice Cooper. We don't, in 2019, do we need to know what Alice Cooper is thinking in Decibel? And look, there's the spread with the Johnny Depp and Joe Perry. And then the Hall of Fame is the fucking Darkness. And it's entitled Touching You, Touching Me.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this doing in Decibel?
Yeah, they had some questionable Hall of Fame entries.
That one definitely diminished. Definitely diminished it.
What issue was that? That's the Batushka?
Yeah. So September 2019. 179. Which I think this one was one that I just bought randomly.
Yeah.
At like Barnes and Nobles for the fun of it. For the shits and giggles.
If you remember their prerequisite for the Hall of Fame was
20 years.
Oh,
and all the band members are together, right?
Yeah. The well, all the band members
Or
had to
they're still
contribute.
alive. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Essentially, they had to all be interviewed for it. So, like, Master Puppets not going to happen, but Injustice for All would happen, right?
Yes.
I mean, if they wanted to do the interview. So
they could do
there's
this.
obviously a big, there's a large selection of classic, albums that would be Hall of Fame, but either a member died or a member dropped off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
So they're kind of going, and they include a lot of hardcore too. I've noticed. Go ahead.
They do. Speaking of that, like here's them trying to be current.
What is
their lead review is knocked loose.
They give it a 9.
8.
Okay.
8. Which I kind of like knocked loose. Like I'm not a fan.
Yep. I've never.
I mean, I'm not a fan, but I'm not a fan.
They kind of like Are they like Code Orange?
I like them a lot better than Code Orange. I think Code Orange is.
Weren't they Code Orange kids?
They were before Code Orange.
But then they were from another band before that, right?
I don't know their history other than
I
know they started out as Code Orange kids.
Yeah.
And then kind of maybe started to incorporate a little more metal into their hardcore and kind of blew up, didn't they?
Yeah. And now they've got like some industrial and like grunge elements and stuff.
Yeah.
I've never really liked Code Orange. They've never.
I haven't either. I've kind of found them interesting just because of their kind of history and the fact that they're kind of changing styles so much. But there's one song where the female guitarist is actually singing. I think she sings. She does some vocals, but I don't remember what the song was called. They did a music video for it, but I really enjoyed it. But like the whole album, I didn't like, But that one song kind of, I thought it was really good.
Was it Swallowing the Rabbit Hole or something like that?
That's
one that I thought was like, oh yeah, that's
pretty cool.
Okay.
Pretty cool melodic song. Yeah. It's catchy. But then when they kind of started doing their typical hardcore influenced, metalcore stuff, it didn't really do much for me. Are you still drinking that pickle beer?
I'm like 2 beers beyond that now. I'm Mountain Candy IPA.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, that was. You know what, man?
Chris, you know this one
from Charlotte. I miss Wicked Weed beer.
Yeah.
Sycamore, and Burial. I miss those 3. Those are some. They have some really good beers that I just can't get out here.
This is one I've had in between New Glarus Spotted Cow.
I've actually had that one. That's good.
It's a good. I don't know. Would you call it a pilsner or a lager? I don't know. This just says ale.
I'd say lager. I had a buddy who like that beer kind of gets around where it's like well known. I had a buddy who was up in Michigan and brought me down a couple of those.
What's the alcohol content?
Oh, it is
like 5.
It's not much. Yeah, it's
4.
If it's under 4%, I'd say it'd be like a pilsner.
Doesn't even say. Maybe it says on the box. Doesn't say on the bottle. This is one of those only Wisconsin, so they don't distribute outside of the state. You have to go. I mean, they sell it everywhere in the state, but you have to physically go to the state to get it. But my brother-in-law actually, I don't know. I think he had some neighbors that went up to visit some family and brought him back a case or something. So he gave me a couple. Every time they got water parks up there, the Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah.
So whenever I go up there for like a water park weekend, I'll go to the gas station, buy a case.
Nice.
Yeah, Spotted Cow. It's pretty good. Oh,
Yeah, I agree.
Here's an old one.
What you got? That's
What
a big
year?
one.
What year is this? This is January 1996.
Ooh,
One of the only magazines I kept. This is Guitar
nice.
World.
Ooh, okay.
Alice in Chains.
Jerry Cantrell.
Yeah. I was a novice guitar player. I had a guitar, and so I would buy these if they had like, if they, because they had like the tablature in here, right? So if it was a cool song that I wanted to kind of tinker with, I would pick it up. So I bought this one obviously for Alice in Chains cover.
So you said 96?
Yeah, this is January 96.
So that was after their last album. So were they still a band like that? People were like, "Oh, what's Alice in Chains doing?" In 1996.
I think they were just kind of on hiatus. I don't think they had officially broke up.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's Jerry Cantrell offers some entertaining and frank observations on the state of Alice in Chains. And so I think he was just,
some frank observations.
He was waiting around for whatever.
Some frank observations.
Yeah. This is cool, though.
Yeah, our guys kill himself.
It still has the, I'm sure Chris remembers, Columbia House.
Ooh, yeah.
So it's got an order form in here for Columbia House.
Oh, wow.
10 CDs for 1 penny.
Wow. Yeah.
No shit. I see Domination there.
Yeah.
I was a member.
I see Domination. I see the Silverchair. I see. Oh, is that Primus?
The Primus, yeah.
Even that filter. I would take Short Bus for a penny.
Ooh, here's a couple more good ones if you can see them. Clutch.
Ooh, Dopes to Infinity. Monster Magnet.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, this is the oldest one I have. Obituary World Demise is on here. The Jerky Boys. You remember the Jerky Boys?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Jerky Boys.
Yeah,
you want to talk about getting canceled nowadays?
No.
Oh my God.
Jerky Boys. What?
Have you ever? You know what we're talking about?
I have no idea.
All right, so the Jerky Boy. I'm sure I have the CD still. They were these two guys from New York that would do prank phone calls, and they would put them out like on a CD.
Okay, I have seen their CDs.
And they create these characters, right? I mean, it was the funny back in high school, man. Everybody loved it. It was people would be in class and they just talk. They talk like Frank Rizzo or Saul Rosenberg.
You're right. Oh, it's the most racist.
Saul Rosenberg.
Yeah,
nowadays.
just crazy phone calls. It was. I mean, it's probably pretty tame nowadays. Or
maybe it's the opposite.
Right. But they ended up having a movie. Jerky Boys movie. Remember?
Yeah.
It's probably worth a rewatch. I bet it's pretty funny. But I think they did like 4 or 5 like CDs worth of material.
The Jerky Boys, like middle school, early high school. Jerky Boys were, that was some of the funniest shit.
Yeah, I definitely think they peaked at Jerky Boys 2. 3 and 4 were okay, but it's kind of it had been done before.
Yeah, but you know what? Number 1 is always the best.
Yeah,
the first one is always the
best. I haven't. I'm not sure if I have them anymore. Well, you know what? I probably do.
But it's worth a check.
Well, you know what? If you want to talk about how Jerky Boys, how much one guilty pleasure, one thing I love is the first Andrew Dice Clay HBO comedy.
Is that a Dice Man Cometh? That one?
Oh, I love that, dude. Fucking
the dirty nursery rhymes.
Oh my god! Like just watching it, like because you can stream it on YouTube and stuff. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, the naughty nursery rhymes.
I know.
Little boy blue.
Yeah.
Little boy blue had a bucket of
money.
quarter. He came down with 250.
Fucking crazy.
Andrew Dice Clay is honestly, he was one that I don't know if he translated well through the decades. Like
I think he peaked with Ford Fairlane, and I don't think
Ford Fairlane. Well, he still has his fan base. I mean,
he does.
He was the first comedian who did that whole arena thing.
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
Doing stand up in an arena.
Yeah.
Which does not work for stand up comedy at all.
No, man.
Like that is not a stand up thing. But his whole thing was so vulgar. But at the time it was acceptable. Nowadays, not the case.
It was I remember from because I think I watched the Dice Man comment, and it's like the punchline is almost how vulgar it is. That's the punchline. It's like boom.
It was always like a lot of the setups were, so I'm fucking this fat bitch. Like, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, I like Dice Clay. Sam Kinison though was always my favorite.
Oh wow!
Oh dude, that guy was intense.
Guy.
Yeah, he screamed.
Yeah, he's like
he was hysterical though.
I liked Stephen Wright.
Oh, Stephen Wright was cool too. Yeah,
I love Stephen Wright. He's one of my all-time comedy someone who I always really loved.
He had that monotone delivery.
Yeah.
Just never really got animated at all.
No.
Who's your favorite comic, Chris? Because I mean, you did stand up for a little bit. Like, who was like the one that you were like, oh yeah, I could do this.
Stephen Wright, Dave Attell, Doug Stanhope. Really, those are the only ones really that I thought were like, yeah, this dude's fucking awesome. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know those names as well.
I know David Tell. I don't know if I ever heard much of his stand up. Did he have some kind of late night show? Didn't he? After Hours with David
On
Tell?
Comedy Central, he did. Yeah, he had a few. Insomniac with David Tell.
That's the one. Yep.
Yeah.
I remember watching Insomniac. Yeah, Sam Kinison was always one of my favorites. As of like current stuff, or not current, but David Cross, I think, is really funny too.
Oh yeah.
He always makes me laugh.
Brian Posehn.
Yeah. Yep. It's cool that now that you can go on Netflix and a lot of these people are doing stand-up stuff where before it was HBO had a lot of that too back in the day.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy Raw.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff. I mean, that's just legendary stuff, man. Richard Pryor, on the Sunset Strip. My God. Fucking crazy.
I like some of the stuff that was like on that did you ever listen to Opie and Anthony from like the
I never did, no.
Like they featured some cool comics, I thought, like Jim Norton. I liked Patrice O'Neill, I liked a lot. And then hell, even Bill Burr. Like you can give Bill Burr some shit, but like have you ever listened to the bit where he's just railing against Philadelphia? He's just destroying Philadelphia. Because like the crowd was like heckling all the openers. He just comes out and is like, Philadelphia, you fucking suck. I hate you. I have to be up here for 10 minutes. and I'm going to roast you the whole time. And he legitimately just roasts Philadelphia for 10 minutes straight.
It was probably all off the cuff too.
It was. He's just
some of the funniest shit.
Great.
Have you seen some, like, even when he's just like on Saturday Night Live?
Bill Burr.
Yeah, it's a little fake commercial. He did one for Sam Adams.
Oh yeah, dude, that was hilarious.
When they do like the Oktoberfest.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was hysterical.
Dude, have you seen the one where he's on like a very innocent like 10 a.m. news show?
No.
He's like promoting his Netflix TV show. I forget the name of it, but it's like F is for Family.
Oh,
that's it.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Anime show.
And the fucking news anchor lady is obviously like a Catholic, and she's like, I find it offensive how you in your new TV show, which I think is very offensive.
This is like a real interview, or is this a bit?
Yeah, this is a real live interview. Like she comes at him like,
really?
I find it offensive that you attack the Catholic Church in your TV show F is for Family. And then he's like, well, I find it offensive that the Catholic Church, they moved around these different people, like the killer whales from SeaWorld, these popes that were the priests,
Yeah.
Like they're trying to hide the molesters in different counties every time they do it. That was kind of offensive too.
Oh my gosh, I gotta watch this.
It was hilarious.
That's fucking hilarious. So I did find as I was looking.
Holy shit! What is that?
Through my book. This is like my CDR book. But I told you I disposed of all my old Metal Maniacs. But there was a time when they were including CDs as well. So I still have some of those. This is Metal Maniacs, August 2008, Venomous Concept.
Oh, wow.
You know them?
Yeah.
So it's
some of the Napalm Death dudes.
Yep. Danny Herrera, Kevin Sharp, Danny Liker, and Shane from Napalm. Again, it's just like, it's kind of like the one Chris was showing, where it's a couple bands you know, and then just kind of a bunch of random. Like this has Satan's Hosts, has Geigen, Whitechapel, it has Kalma. Other than that, I don't really know. Oh, War of Ages, I guess I've heard of. This is one I actually pulled out yesterday, or didn't listen to.
Oh, Scott Wino, dude.
Yeah, from his Wino.
The solo project.
Yeah, the solo project. So that's a cool song. Other than that, I don't know any of these other bands. Velvet Cocoon. It's kind of a melodic.
It's a black metal band, I think.
Yeah, I never heard of them before. Hellraiser, Harlequin's Voice. Bunch of random shit. This is Isan. Isan's on this one. From June, July 2008.
Okay.
So it's got something from Misanthrope from one of his solo albums. Then it's got Daylight Dies, Hemlock, Facebreaker, Impending Doom. I've heard of them.
Dude, that's a Christian deathcore band.
Yep. It's got a Boris song.
Nice.
And a Tear song. So yeah, I got about looks like 9 of these. I think it was very short-lived. I don't think they did it for very long. Here's The Haunted.
Who from
2008
At the Gates was in The Haunted? I don't remember. Was it
It was the twins.
The twins, okay.
Andres and Jonas Bjoiler.
Yeah.
I want to say they also got Patrick Jensen from Witchery was in this band. I want to say maybe the drummer also went with him, but I'd have to look that up. I would definitely put the first 2 Haunted albums on your to listen to
All right,
list.
let me do that.
The Haunted and The Haunted Made Me Do It.
Okay. Yeah, I've not heard either of those.
Yeah. Revolver, I think.
Revolver's the one that I've heard.
That's the one that's the third, I believe. And that one's good, but it's not as vicious as the first 2.
Also, the Dead Eye, the one with the.
Yep. Again, same kind of deal. It's they got maybe a little melodic.
Chris, did you have any more stickers or anything?
I have a whole shitload of stickers, but I need to go through my bins because I have a bunch of stuff that we can show off at like another stream. I'm about to crash out, so I'm going to call it a night.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool showing off some zines and stuff. So
yeah, long live print media.
Yep. Only print is real.
This Rush bumper sticker, how awesome is this? You know,
dude, that Cannibal Corpse one you had the other night was fucking fun.
Yeah.
Was killer too.
Cool. All right, man. I'm gonna sign off.
All right.
I'll talk to you guys later.
See you later.